Should we say test?
Oh, look, see the countdown?
Hi.
We're doing it again. Yes, it's worked. Hi. I am back in Portland.
We're here.
And it's exciting. I'm a little tired. I'm already slap happy.
We're going to answer questions if we can stay awake.
We can stay awake.
There's more wine to be had.
There's more wine to be had.
We just started the wine, so we're both totally sober, unfortunately.
That's
We have a bank of questions about FICoN.
Oh, rainbow.
That is the cat
This cat is
She's
very
not
temperamental.
randomly exclaiming rainbow.
I could be.
It could be. You haven't had enough wine for that.
That's true.
This is going to be a long video because we have a lot of asks to answer. There's like 20 something.
It's going to be fun, though.
It will be
Wine.
fun, especially if we get a second bottle of wine. We might.
That'd be fun. I think we should.
Okay, so number one about FICoN. Will we ever see the first time Nate brings Penny to Sunday dinner or the first time that Will brings Amelia? Is it a surprise when they bring these women or does the family expect it? You want to take Nate and Penny?
So the thing about Nate and Penny, we're co-writing that one together completely and totally. And unfortunately, I have not spent a lot of time thinking about that. See, because I have my reasons for it, and I shouldn't say it on this video. Why are we talking about Nate and Penny? Let's not talk about Nate and Penny. Okay, but you know what? If you read anything of mine, you know I'm like super inclusive. I overthink. Janis, you know this. I overthink a lot, and so I have to spend a lot of time really thinking about it and wondering and thinking about the right path. And what was the question?
Is Nate going to bring Penny to Sunday dinner? And will the family expect it?
I want to say no.
They won't expect
They won't
it?
expect it.
I mean, at some point he's going to bring her to dinner.
He's going to bring her to dinner,
Like,
but...
they wind up married, so she...
But no, I think the way that the relationship evolves and how it evolves and what's involved in the relationship, I think it surprises him more than anybody.
Yeah, I agree. They do see her in social settings
Well, of
before
course.
that.
She's always around because
Yes.
she's involved in his work life so intricately, of course.
Right, and that includes
But
the
I
Queen Family Foundation.
think as far as planning any actual family events,
with her
included
included in a
involved,
way that's...
romantic,
Yeah,
that's going to surprise Nate more than anybody, I think.
yeah.
So I think that's going to be more spontaneous. Will and Amelia.
Will and Amelia's different. He definitely brings her to Sunday dinner, and it is that he's bringing a girl is not a surprise. That it is Amelia is a surprise. And Oliver's gonna be patting himself on the back because he knew, like 15 years ago, he had this pegged. Thank you very much.
He did. He knew. He knows his son so well. It's beautiful.
He really does.
It's so cute.
There was a variety of reactions within the family at first, though.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's seen a bit of a different side of Will, but also of Amelia, depending on when they collide and when they meet and under what circumstances.
Yes.
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow. Okay. So what's that ask? The next one. Oh my gosh, I love today's Mondays. Pieces of Always chapter. Holy moly, you teased so many things. I did.
Oh my gosh, she did.
There was gonna
so
be
much.
more at one
There
point.
was. she just wanted to lay it all out there, which would have been fun because there's a lot of people who are very in the know about what's coming up, but not everything.
Because I can't keep my mouth shut. It's not good.
Spoils everything. I shouldn't say that.
I keep
because
creating
you're gonna
more
ask these
things,
wonderful
though.
questions. That's true, but then you spoil those things.
To a smaller and smaller group every time.
I know, but
I
I feel
know,
like
it's
everybody
bad.
knows eventually. I want to say,
Maybe.
don't read the comments.
Don't. Shut up.
You think people don't read those? There's not that much. I'm just joking.
There was more to this act.
Oh, sorry.
This just got me so excited to see, number one, how Amelia and Will finally get together and how he finally tells his family. That is going to be good. I'm excited for that too. Excellent call, Anon. Number two, for adult Nate. Look, we'd all like some adult Nate in our lives.
Literally. All of us. He's wonderful. But
He's intense.
anyway, he's intense, yeah.
Nate's
He's
always
somebody that
intense.
everybody should experience in some degree, but not like Nate and Penny levels. That's different, but Nate's intense. That's a good way to
I
say
mean, maybe some people.
it. Well, some people. Well, some people want that, but I mean, like, not everybody.
Right.
I think I want it, but it's too intense. I'm rambling.
Number 3, for who all these masks are. And number 4, who is Sylvia's dad and Jules' husband? I'm going to tell you right now.
What a wonderful question.
It is. There's not actually a question in there, which is lovely, because I don't have to
I know.
answer
That's
it.
true.
But there's like 4 of these asks are questions about who
I think we can look
Sylvia's
at you
dad,
asked it. You
Jules'
said it
husband
like
are.
an ask.
You did say it like an ask. You're going to get to see how Amelia and Will finally get together and how he tells the family in their sequel, which is the 4th one. Adult Nate, I mean, depends on what you mean by adult. If you're talking Nate Penny, that's the last sequel, but there are certainly adult-ish, young adult things before that.
There are.
Yeah.
All leading up to the adult Nate in Nate and Penny's story.
Yes. Who all the masks are, some of them you know. I mean, Siniska is Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
and Dart is Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's given a whole lot away at this point to say that Tempest is Jules.
Well, no, I think everybody pretty much called that because you.
There are 1 or 2 questions.
Oh well, there you
that
go.
Tempest is Jules. And Sentinel is her
I
husband.
wanted her to take some stuff out, but
I
she
know.
refused.
And Sentinel is her husband, who originally was going to be named Guardian until I found out that Supergirl used that.
I'm not keeping
So-
up on their shows.
That got changed at the last second.
I
but
like
the gist is
I
the
like
same.
that better.
I
though.
like Sentinel.
I like it a lot better.
The idea is the same.
It's the same, but I think it's more relevant.
And then there was Arsenal, which
Mm-hmm.
you'll get another question about that later. And I'm not telling you who Sylvia's dad and Jules' husband is. Any of the 4 or 5 people who asked. There are clues. There are clues everywhere. Next ask. Great chapter. I loved Grandpa Oliver. Me too.
I know. It was so sweet. I saw somebody commented that they thought of him as the Legends with the gray, scraggly beard. Honestly, I didn't think that, but now I kind of am. After that, I am.
He's aged
He's
better.
got that. Okay, he's not as miserable.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
he's
that's for sure.
miserable.
He also has all of his limbs.
Well, yeah, but I was talking about the.
He has all of his body parts, except he had his knees
I
replaced.
said. It's so casually, like, no big deal. You just have their knees replaced.
Right, but the rest of him is all intact.
That's true.
You're
It's
welcome,
there.
Felicity.
She does reap the benefits.
More of this
Often.
ask. So Jules joins the team. Talk about a massive 180 from not even wanting Jackson to know about Team Arrow. You were correct. And there's a lot about that coming up. Can't wait to see the journey she takes. Also, there are 5 on the street team for Arrow. Dart, which is Ellie, Siniska, Arsenal, Tempest, and Sentinel. So 3 of those are Sarah, Jules, and Jules' hubby. Bleh. There's a character we have yet to meet, or is Arsenal Roy, but pretty old by this point.
Good question.
Just a good question. Could go either way.
Yes.
But you're right on the other 4. So Ellie, Sarah, Jules, and Jules' husband are definitely street team. Next ask. So you said previously that Sylvia as a child loves books. After reading your chapter, I have this image of Oliver reading to her all the time when she is small, so much so that it becomes their shared thing, and she starts to read to him. I love this.
It just
so
tugs
much.
at my heartstrings. It's so cute.
She is. Sylvia is a very, I mean, her happiest place is on a family member's lap.
Yeah.
She wants to cuddle up. She's
very
wants
connected
to
to the
snuggle in
family.
and read and
Which is a perfect representation of how the family's evolved and what they've been through and how they've all turned to each other.
And it's a counterpoint to Jules in some ways, and it's also something that Jules can't quite relate to because she was never that person.
Which is perfect because I feel like that happens a lot, you know. Your parents go through one thing and they try not to do that with you, and then you guys can't relate on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm,
So it fits.
True.
Look at Jules and Felicity. Oh, so many feels in this. Why
But
am I getting emotional?
I don't know. But yes, to her, reading back to Oliver, I love that. And I think that's spot on.
Oh my gosh, I just had a thought. And it was really sad, but it was really happy. I won't say it though.
Is it a mean thought?
It's not a mean thought.
Does it involve anyone dying? The look on your face looks
You
very
are.
like... I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can read your mind. I'm like, don't go there.
I couldn't help it. It just went there.
You're
We're not.
horrible.
I'm sorry.
I did read your mind.
You did.
I'm going to take back my wine.
No.
Or drink more of it.
It's really good.
It's good. Next question. Oh, wow. So all the reveals of today's chapter. I did not see Jules becoming a part of Team Arrow coming at all. Pure amazingness again. Thank you. Thank you. And there was no question there, but thank you.
That was beautiful. That was true.
I'm glad you didn't see Jules.
So much was revealed.
You know, the funny thing is, we planned on her being a part of the team from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
If you can find it, because I wasn't tagging then, like one of the first explanations I gave of Jules, I specifically referred to her as a Tempest. Because I knew that was going to be her code name. That was like back in last fall.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. And that's also why the weapon that's her favorite is the chain whip. Because when you spin it around, it looks sort of like a hurricane symbol.
She does it so beautifully. She's so graceful. I say that like I've actually seen it, but it's...
You have in your head.
I have
You have in your head. Now what you don't get to know yet is who gives her the name and how. Because she doesn't give it to herself. Okay, here's a different one. Why is Will so hesitant to tell his family that he started dating Amelia in 2045? That's a great question, and it's entirely back on how long it's taken for them to get together and him not wanting to disturb this little perfect bubble that they've created, because it's new. They're like 2 to 3 months maybe that they've been together at this point. And he's wanted this with her for 15 years. So he's kind of terrified to test it until he's really sure of where she's at. And we'll see that in their sequel, because there's going to have to be a moment where, a couple moments where it becomes really clear that she's as in this as he is, because of her history of backing off and not being able to be vulnerable and not opening herself up and taking risks. She's going to have to prove she will. And it kind of flips their positions in some ways. Because he's always been pretty upfront with...
Always been upfront.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point that it's a little detrimental sometimes.
Absolutely.
So to have that, the role, they have to reverse their roles in order for them to be on the same page. They have to.
I've always, after we decided Amelia was really going to be a character, I've always had the opinion with her that she's the kind of person who is trying to live the life you show on Facebook. Like, she has all those milestones she wants to hit. She wants everything to go the way she thinks it's supposed to go. And
it's like a cookie cutter life, you know?
Yes.
It's what's laid out for you when you're young.
Yes.
It's what you're supposed to do.
It's supposed to, your
To
life
be
is supposed to look
successful.
like it is in the magazine.
Yeah.
And she has to get to the point where she has all of that, and it is exactly what she thought she wanted, lose it all, and then at that point realize she had nothing really worth being upset over losing in the first place.
Exactly. There's no deep impact. Nothing's
Right.
lost inside her. You know, if you lose something huge, you have that hole inside your chest.
Yeah.
She's missing that completely.
Because she's never risked
invested
anything.
in it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
have to go through all these risks to find out who you are,
Yeah.
because you don't know until you're pushed into a corner, and she doesn't let herself be pushed into a corner, obviously. Look how she handles Will all the time.
She's doing it again right now. And I know that's frustrating, but that's the whole point. That's always been the idea with her character.
It is.
She needs to get to that place.
And stuff does happen to justify, to a degree, why she acts this way, and
Will
why...
does some stupid ass shit too.
Yes, he
I
does.
love my Will, but he can
He's
be an idiot.
He's stupid. But he
There's
needs to
two
be
different things. You know, there's two different things coming up though.
Two different things?
You know them both.
Do I?
Yeah.
Can you give me a hint? Something you just one.
I know which one you're thinking of. The other one's more subtle, and it's before that, and it kind of leads into that one.
Whisper to my Oh, yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
I didn't even count that as one. Okay.
It totally counts.
It's totally one. It's because it's so subtle. I'm Will right now.
But it's... Oh.
Oh, Will. My heart hurts for him. He's so naive in so many ways. Emotionally naive, he is. He's just so out of his scope. He thinks he knows what he's doing.
It's going to be real obvious in a couple ways that he doesn't. It's not just Amelia. There's, we'll have him running into his ex-girlfriend Allison at one point, which is going to be interesting. And then there's another thing with the girl from QI. I already preemptively just want to be like, dude, what are you doing?
But he's got to do it.
I make a terrible joke. Had enough wine for that. We do so many spoilers in videos because I can't keep my mouth shut. It's bad. Okay, we're gonna call that question answered because I more than answered it. Kids' favorite toys or stuffed animals in the FICoN verse, and how do they do school-wise? I think with Will, he loves his baseball glove and ball that his dad gave him.
It's a huge anchoring moment that he absolutely builds off of, which he should.
Yeah.
He's good at it, and it thrives.
And it's a really tangible link to his dad becoming a part of his life. I think he also really likes his ant farm. That it's not out till Monday. Fuck.
Anyhow.
Other
He's
toys
so
and
cute.
I know.
I love little Will.
Little Will.
He's adorable.
He is. Will's adorable in a totally different way.
In a totally different way.
Speaking of which, if you're not already, you can go stalk his model on Instagram or Twitter because he posts all the time and he's got like 3 million followers, so he's not going to notice.
He's like all over the world.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He was
everywhere.
in Cuba, and then I think he's back in New York now.
Is he?
Adam Gallagher is his name.
It's
he's
funny
a
because
blogger.
sometimes he looks not like Will at all.
I
Other
know.
times it's shocking.
It's very true. But I follow him for a lot. Obvious reasons.
What the hell is there he is.
I am Gala.
There he is. Oh yeah, he's that's a
by
cool
New York.
picture.
Mhm. He's a good photographer too. And he goes lots of gorgeous
Stuff like
places.
this.
I know.
The romantic part of it is just really good. Look at this.
She's scrolling through
does it.
pictures. You can't see it. You don't know what's going on. I hope this video
this
working.
is nice. This is a nice one. Can we
I know.
wait?
There you
See,
go.
that's nice.
It is nice. He doesn't do a whole lot of shirtless shots, which is
No.
amazing because our Amelia is mostly in her underwear.
She's stunning. Oh, she's so beautiful.
It's ridiculous.
It is
You can
ridiculous.
also watch her on Instagram. I do that too. Her name is Kathleen Sorbara.
I watch her. That's creepy. I don't think
I watch her account.
I'm just
She
in a
lives in New
creepy
York
mindset.
too.
There she
Maybe
is.
one day they'll run into each other. I'd die.
Oh my god,
Open up Instagram one day and randomly get the two of them together. It would just anyhow.
that'd be her picture for all the time.
We need to go back to toys and stuffed animals.
Oh yeah.
Jules, she has her outfit for stuffed animals for sure. That the first Ellie left her. I don't know that she admitted outright that was a favorite, but it is.
It is a favorite. No, she doesn't admit it. I don't think she would for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's always
Long
there.
time.
Always there. Always. I think she tries to deny herself, but she can't.
My phone's buzzing. And anything art related. She loves her art stuff, like from the get-go.
Oh, I just thought of that gift set.
There are a couple super dirty gift sets having to do with painting, some of which I've pinned and some of which I haven't.
Oh my god, the one with the paintbrush.
Where is that one?
I don't know. I didn't save it. I didn't save
explicit
it.
one
I saw it on
ever. I was like, wow,
but going
that's
through these DMs is like
way up there in
that's a
someone's
madhouse.
bits.
It's amazing. Oh my god. I wonder if I could look it up.
It's
That's going to open
surely
a whole
inspiring
mess of
for
dirty.
fanfic. Toys and stuffed animals for Ellie. What do you think?
I want to say it's nothing elephant related.
I don't think there's anything elephant related either. I think she's.
I don't think she. Is it horrible? I haven't. No. That's going to be kind of something that just randomly happens one time. If we were right
I also kind of think
I don't think there's anything she anchors to. She's like holding on to with such emotional resonance.
not the same way.
That is the same way, like with
Yeah.
baseball or with the elephant, because of where that lands in people's lives. But
I can see her. I can see her really loving having tea parties with stuffed animals, but not necessarily having a favorite, but having a lot of like super fluffy little princess dresses and crowns for them.
I see her everyone with stuffed animals in her room
Yeah.
in general.
Me too.
She has a little family of stuffed animals.
Yeah. And I think she's more
stories of them.
when they're little, she's more attached to the fairy castle than anybody else. Although it's got different meaning for Jules once she's an adult. But when they're little, I think that's more Ellie's domain than
Mhm.
Jules's, and certainly more than Nate's.
Oh well, God, yeah.
Nate's
Nate
not.
doesn't even. Nate's too practical to do that.
Nate, I think Nate
These
likes,
shenanigans that his sisters get into.
Yeah. What do you think of Nate with toys? I don't see him really with much in the way of stuffed animals. When he's real little, he did. He had like a teddy bear or a puppy dog that he was. It was a teddy bear. He was carrying around by the ear when he crawled up on Jules' lap on her 10th birthday. So I think it's probably fair to say it's his favorite
Yeah.
stuffed animal, because he seems like the type who would pick one
And stick
and
with
drag
that
it.
one. Yeah. So it's torn to shreds from being dragged everywhere.
Right. And then toys, I think he likes a lot. He likes making sense and order of things. Like when he's real little, I think he loved those shape sorter things. Just over and over.
He finds such satisfaction in that.
He really
does. So,
And I can see him playing computer games.
oh,
Like-
yeah, obviously.
He's playing Minecraft, guys. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. He just is. That's. I'm sorry to Felicity, as a mom of a kid lost on Minecraft. And how they do school-wise, Nate is by far the best student.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's smarter than everyone else, but he's going to buckle down harder.
No, he applies himself as much as he possibly can.
Yeah.
110%.
Yes.
What
And
he can't do,
he'll
does
take over the team
extra credit,
projects
He does all that
and-
crazy stuff. Yeah.
This is going to sound bad, but, you know, intelligence is somewhat linked to genetics, and Felicity's kids are going to be a little smarter than Samantha's. Will isn't dumb by any means, but
No, but there's. How do you say this? It's like there's a. I don't want to say there's.
Felicity's
a
IQ is
level.
170. 170. Genius level is like 145.
Something like that.
Super genius is like 165. Like she's Einstein level smart. So I think it's ridiculous to think that her
It's a
kids wouldn't
word
be.
that describes what I'm trying to think of with Will.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I know,
so
I don't know
can't
either.
tell
I
you.
can like see it in my head what I'm trying to say.
I can't
there's a
actually
word.
see in your head despite all evidence to the contrary.
I'll think of it randomly later.
I think Will also is a goofy guy, and he kind of a class clown and
Well, he's really,
interested in
he
girls
loves
early.
fun. He loves
Yeah.
having fun, fun loving, and he loves
Yeah.
involving people around him. He's so giving to everybody
Yes.
around him. So whatever he's doing, he's going to involve everybody around him, no matter what.
I think he's solidly slightly above average at school. And in the classes that he's really interested
He doesn't
in.
fail anything.
No. No.
He's good.
Average or slightly above.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a B
B's,
student
B.
for the most part, B minus. He's gonna do better in like PE.
Oh, definitely.
Probably a
A
little
lot
bit
of those
better in-
social interaction classes he's going to
Yeah.
excel at.
Jules is actively not trying in things she doesn't care about.
I can relate.
I think she shows up most of the time for class, but probably not the year after the kidnapping. She's probably skipping a lot
She
then.
takes
and-
a little bit after that.
Yeah. And Ellie, She's good. She's more focused than Jules for sure. She's also really social, um, more so than Nate, and
Oh,
her
definitely.
interests are more.
She's more team oriented.
She is. And
She
after the
goes.
kidnapping, she's awfully focused on who she thinks she's supposed to be, which doesn't necessarily require nearly as much school
Yeah.
as before.
Kidnapping changes a lot of things.
Yeah. And she wants to,
And
I think her electives and everything, she was just trying to get, she was trying to get closer to Sarah in some
Yeah.
ways. I mean, she's a freshman, Sarah's a senior, so whatever elective she had then, she was certainly taking that. And then there's her love life later on in high school too, and early college.
And she's really driven by her emotions in a really teenage way.
Mhm. She is, but
Which
then
explains a lot about what she does with Sarah, at least.
yes, but then
But
deciding
the-
to try and take on Thea's role later on, that gives her a new sense of direction and
Well,
certainly
that
hones her
hones
focus.
what she's always been about, though.
Mhm.
Because it's part that is included in the team-oriented, the stuff that Sarah's involved in. It's all got that same line. She just needs focus, which she finds.
Yeah,
And what she does with Thea.
she pushes herself a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Next question: how long do Will and Amelia keep their relationship to themselves? Not a whole lot longer past that one shot. I think he
I don't
was.
see how they can, to be honest.
Will needs to
Yeah.
have that moment where he's pretty sure of where she's at. And then he's inviting her to family dinner, which ties in all
in
three of
his
those
mind,
ends.
she's already been the one. She's
Yeah.
been there the entire time. So once that
He knew.
moment's reached, he'll embrace her completely, and she will too.
He knows he's gone on her from definitely the first date. I mean, he kind of knew before that, but that first date, it's just kind of the point of no return. If they hadn't
Well,
passed
especially when
already.
she's fully focused on him too.
And she is. I mean, we're going to see a very different Amelia pretty quickly after she peaks on the awful scale of everything going bad in her life. Not that we'll necessarily see that in terms of her and Will's relationship right away. We won't. It's going to take longer before they reconnect. Because they don't want him to be who she runs to when she has problems.
No,
That's
exactly.
not
That would stunt her.
right. There needs to be
Completely and
honest growth
Yeah.
before she's ready for the kind of relationship that he's
Especially
looking
because
for
she's
at that
pushed
point.
him away so much.
Right.
That wouldn't be fair to Will.
Yeah. Next question. There's a lot of cool stuff to come in the future, sequels, etc. Is there a storyline, person, or thing you're most excited to reveal to the readers? How about you?
Really excited about Jules' story,
Are you?
but it's also because of what you've written.
There is a one shot I've written about Jules and her husband that I love,
I love it too.
and I can't share it
So
anytime
much.
soon.
It's
But
very wonderful. It's wonderful the changes she goes through, and I think it's earned and it's perfect for
I had
how
someone
she views her life.
proofreading it for me for a specific reason, who said that that one shot is the one that finally let them feel connected to Jules and like her. They were like, she wasn't my favorite, but I get it as of this one. So,
I
take
love
that
that.
forward to well. That, however, is not the one I'd say I'm most looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Nate and Penny's storyline. Not so much because of the
What it's involved
content,
with.
although there's that too, but because I really love when Brie and I truly collaborate and work together, and that's the next one we're really planning on doing that with.
And it's going to be so amazing. It's really the emotional
I've talked
escape.
this up for years.
I know. So it's going to be so much fun because the emotional scope of what that will include, it's going to be great. Because really, we only see really one side of Nate for the most part. As far
Yeah.
as what we're going to see in their sequel, at least. I think that's what I'm most excited about.
There's a lot of
With Nate and
development
Penny.
there. Well, yeah.
I'm really excited about what Jules goes through. I also can't wait to see how Ellie goes. But that's... I'm not excited about Jules. And I just move fall completely with that one shot.
Thank you. So this one said, I have a question for the video. Did you two ever disagree on a major plot point or have trouble merging your styles when writing FICoN? If so, how did you resolve the differences? I have that trouble with my writing partner, but the two of you are so in sync.
I think we're not concrete on a lot of stuff. Does that make sense?
No.
Like we didn't come into this knowing that we wanted one thing without really talking to the other person about it. It was super fluid right from the beginning. It was originally going to be a lot shorter. So much shorter. It was like the entire, it was maybe 10 chapters.
I think it was 10 to 12.
Yeah.
And I laughed and it was like, okay. I knew it wouldn't be from the start.
No, but it was, the whole thing was that we just kept throwing ideas out and we would discuss them. And if something didn't work, if we talked somebody down, if something was coming up and we asked someone else's opinion, we would involve that. But it was nothing that ever impacted the story in any way.
Well, I've had at least 2 full one-shots I've scrapped because you said it wasn't working.
Well, yeah.
At least 2. And most recently it was 7,500 words.
Well, that, yeah.
It was the right call. That always sucks to do and to hear. But you gotta have someone you trust who'll tell you that. And if you're co-writing with someone, you need to be able to trust them at that level.
You absolutely do. Which is nice, though, because anything that we throw out there, if we have an issue or something's going on, I always know we can talk about it or talk it out.
I think, I wouldn't say we had trouble merging our styles, but I think you can see where we did.
I think at first we were a lot less... We were more hesitant about changing
We were
anything.
rigid.
We stuck to a very specific, simple. We didn't go any crazy. And then you can see it was chapter 8 when we really started merging.
We sort of got to a point where we were like, I have to fucking change what you did rather than take it and write the next part.
And change what we want, what we talked about or what we were planning or what you thought was the next best step because it's going to change based on what I wrote or what you wrote. So that was actually nice. I felt much more comfortable just giving it to her and knowing that we could. Yeah. And it helped that it was on a more strict posting thing. Most like schedule. Yeah. Because we didn't have time to lament. Like, I obviously do better.
Well, there was also, like, and that's another thing that sucks. You come back and you're like, this chapter was 18 pages, now it's 12. What did you cut? And then maybe she cut your favorite line.
Yeah. Well, and there were a few times that did happen, and we put it back in, too.
There was one time you and both betas didn't like a line. It was too fucking bad. I love this line. It's staying. I think we edited it something about being on the same page or book or chapter. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There was a metaphor. I like my metaphors.
No, that was a good one. It was No, that was a good one. I don't think that's what you're thinking. There was another one.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm thinking of something else.
It's like she's not even sure they're reading the same book. She thought they're on the same page now. Or no, nonfiction. Maybe it was nonfiction fiction.
Oh, yeah, the page ones, that's not what you're thinking of. That's right.
Whatever. The point is...
That was Felicity.
Yes, things...
Okay, it was only just because it was... No, we did put that one back in, because it resonated. It was good. We did have to reword it a little bit. It was confusing. A lot of rewording.
I know. I thought about it too much. But major plot points, we don't disagree on. I don't think we ever have.
I don't think... No.
Mostly because we'll brainstorm them together.
Yeah, and if we're really insistent on something, if we really want it in there, we'll find a way to make it work. Mm. Like recently, we had the one that we were going to post, the jealousy one. Yeah. We went back and forth about that one a bit. And we figured it out finally.
A lot of people. So on that note, Mondays is all fluff.
It's totally different.
It's adorable. And then...
It's so sweet. I love it.
You're going to get jealous smut the week after.
Yes. And it's not in that setting. It's going to be different.
Right.
But it's better.
But it's contour.
Where it goes. It is. It's good. Yeah. And it fits in the evolution better.
Yes.
I love it.
I wish you luck with your writing part. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. There's a point where you just have to sit down and talk to each other and decide, hey, this is going to work, and we're going to talk it out until it works.
Yeah. You do have to find someone you're at the same level of dedication with, though, because I demand a lot, obviously.
But no, that's true though, because I have stepped back a lot with this stuff, and so you've been kicking.
Well, we found a new balance.
We found a new balance.
Exactly.
I do still. That's a good way to do it.
In the morning,
which is fine,
okay.
And I love it.
Okay, good.
Because I'm still involved in the story.
It's fine.
But with the story part, we're still pretty involved with all that. It's just all the writing. Janis is kicking all the ass.
We'll see when I'm moving how that goes. The next question was, which queen sibling is your favorite to write as an adult so far? Today's story was so cute. So cute. Mm-hmm. It's cheesy to say whichever one I'm writing at the time, but it's true.
Oh yeah, because you're in their head.
Yeah. Typically, it's either going to be Will or Jules.
I'm so excited for Nate.
Look, I've barely done anything with
him
adultish,
neither have I,
so he doesn't really count yet.
But what I have in my mind for what we are going to do,
I know.
I'm very excited about that. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. I like writing Will.
I would say Will for,
yeah.
In general.
I mean, his sense of humor is something I really enjoy and appreciate, and his dedication to his siblings is something I really like playing with. Jules is great as an adult. You haven't seen her there yet, so young adult, late teen, she's a handful, but that's also fun to write. So, because when you're in the shoes she's in, you feel everything.
It's
so
exhausting.
Strongly. It is
hard.
And let me tell you, I've had people going, there's too much angst lately. I can't do it right now. Do some fluff. And I get it. But if I'm going through a lot of stress and I need to funnel it out, that's probably how I'm going to do it. Because I'm not going to be writing happy, fluffy stuff if I am, not feeling it.
That's one thing, yeah.
But you do get fluff on Monday.
It comes eventually. It does cycle. We cycle. We're trying to cycle. It's trying.
I can't read this one.
Which one? That one?
There's a question where someone says they're 100% pushing their luck. The first part of your question, I will tell you, if you're watching, that your instincts are good. But I'm not going to tell anybody else that. The second one, which year does Ellie get married? That would be 2045.
Is it 2045?
Yes, it's in the fall of 2045.
I was just in the timeline too.
Mm-hmm. It's like October, I think. It is gonna be a beautiful wedding. It's when Will and Amelia are dating. That's why I know it's 2045.
Oh. That makes sense.
So it is, yes.
In my head.
It's like fall of 2045. So that's that question.
Oh my god, that just makes it so much better. I just remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Does Amelia ever actively contact Will in the time between the gala and 2045? Yes. Or are all their interactions in the intervening years, like the gala, where each had individual reasons to attend the same event, or the restaurant chance encounter? There is some intentional contact.
It is important.
But yeah, that is.
Will has wonderful intentions that he thinks are good intentions, which is relatable to everybody, I think.
Yes, it is two-sided.
But
I will tell you that.
His head is in the clouds.
He's doing what he thinks he can.
He's being a guy.
He's being a guy. Sometimes he's such a guy. Sometimes he's such a boy. And there are things he does where I'm like, God, I don't even like you right now, except I love you right now.
Which is good. He needs that contrast.
I know, but I also don't want to write him with other girls, even though we all know what's going on in the background. Like the Lily thing was...
Oh, we know it's happening.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be more involved originally.
It was going to be a lot longer and a lot smuttier.
So glad it wasn't. I remember going like, no, I can't
started
read,
writing it, and you were like, I don't want to read
this.
this.
No, I don't want to read this.
Not
after what happened, he touched Amelia's like shoulder and he complimented her dress. I'm like, I can't read this.
But we are very likely at some point, I think, to get a flash fic of him very early on in his relationship with girls, in some sort of sexual situation in his late teens or maybe early college, early 20s.
A little taste of what he's like, please.
Yeah, just sort of him figuring stuff out. I can see writing that. I have a couple thoughts on it.
I do too.
We should compare notes later.
I think we
over
should.
the next
I
bottle of
think
wine. Oh my god. Also, Jules.
I think
I have so many thoughts on Jules' love lives. I say them plural because they really do count as plural. Oh my god.
Hers are in like really rigid scales, I guess.
Be real careful what we say right
They just have.
Okay, next question. I love this one. It's morning here, and in the hour I've been at work, I've been asked if I'm okay by colleagues 3 times. I'm going to have to make up an excuse soon, as I'm distracted because I dreamt about fictional characters, Amelia, kissing, except in the dream they were played by Stephen Amell and Gal Gadot. And now I can't stop thinking about their relationship. Will not go down well. I'm an auditor. Pretty please, could you and Bree give us a few lines of canon divergent dialogue where kissing happens earlier? I'm going to do that. I mean, I haven't done it yet, and this weekend is not when it's going to happen, but I'll work something out. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I have several different, I have a solid half dozen canon divergent places where they could have gone sideways and gotten together sooner. You know what?
There's so many places.
Tell me when you want. Especially if you're that Anon. Tell me when you want. Do you want when they first met, or the brunch, or the gala, or when he showed up to pick up Nate?
Oh my
or
god,
something.
literally every time they interact. It could go.
Dozen more. It could be that you don't know yet. So if you have an idea of when you want, let me know. Anybody can do that, but if you're this Anon, say, I'm the Anon who asked, and nobody else
Don't do that.
I mean, you can lie, and I'm not going to know, but then that's on you. You're going to feel like shit. And I'm going to mom you so hard. Like, don't you feel bad about yourself now? You haven't even done it yet. Don't do it. You know better.
That was good momming.
You know better. I expect better behavior. We have expectations in this house. Really, my kids are excellent. They don't get talked to very often.
No, your kids are awesome.
They are. Okay, next question. This is only 42 minutes. We're all right.
Oh, no, we're doing good.
Hi, Janis. I've read Pieces of Always, chapter 41, and as usual, your work is amazing. Thank you. I had a few questions, though. Does this mean that Joel's husband is also a vigilante? Yes. That's what I assume is indicated in chapter 41, when he doesn't even bother to change out of his gear before taking Sylvia from Felicity. Also, who is he? Is he Jackson? I can't guess. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but he is a vigilante. I will tell you that he becomes one through the course of the story. And his code name is going to be Sentinel.
Which is a very good name.
It's appropriate.
Than Guardian.
Which would have also been appropriate.
It would have, but I think that was gratuitous.
Yes. But you'll get to see sort of a process of him becoming a vigilante. And Jules. Not really at the same time. Sort of at the same time.
Kind of. It's a different, it's different.
You're already seeing the roots of Ellie going down that path, of course, and Sarah is right in it. But you'll get Jules and her husband, whose name I almost just said, too. I haven't said it. I've been really good.
Yeah, I've been really good.
I keep almost the thing.
It's like ground on the tip of my tongue.
God, it's so bad. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you who's Jackson. You will find that out in the first sequel. So next question. Is there anything that would give Nate cause to bribe someone? He can't be that moral all the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nate's got boundaries. The fun thing is seeing Nate push past those boundaries.
Exactly. Which is...
That's the point of the
sequel is going to be great.
Nate is a rigid kind of guy, and he thinks he has all of these very firm expectations for himself, and
there's these rules that he follows, and they've worked so far. They've always worked.
Yeah.
That's what rules are there for. They're there to work, to guide you.
And he totally would believe that. Like, every rule is there for a reason, and that's why you follow them. He's that guy. He's a good guy. He absolutely is, but he is about as privileged a person as you can imagine.
He absolutely is.
Boy is richer than anything. He's white. He's straight.
He has a very easy
politics.
life.
Yes.
In many aspects. He is very hard on himself as far as rules and expectations, but he also has the ability to go after pretty much anything he wants, and he can get it.
And he would have almost anything handed to him if he was willing to take it.
Well, he
tries to work for everything.
He does.
But at the same
time, it's basically already there anyway.
Yeah. You're Felicity and Oliver Queen's son, and you're interested in a high-up position at the family company.
He's what Ollie
Your
would
mom's
have
on
been
the
if
board.
Oliver had been more responsible as Ollie. He has everything at his fingertips.
Everything is handed to him. So
really
when things aren't, and when he does find that those boundaries don't always work in his favor,
He finds out.
then we get some interesting things happening, because he really needs to have... He really needs to have everything challenged.
Well, he does. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Amelia.
He and Amelia have a lot in common.
They do. They really do.
And I don't think they get along very well at first, because she's already learned. I mean, they do when he's little. Once she's with Will, she's at a place where she's learned... She's at a place where she's learned from her experiences, and he's kind of buckling down and going the opposite route. So I feel like
he does not enjoy...
They don't get it. Like,
they are.
Yeah. That's not to say they're not friendly. They are. He adored her when he was little.
Well, yeah, he adores her to a degree because it's memories. It's a fond memory.
Yes.
But when she tries, she probably says something or makes an offhand comment about how she sees him living his life, and that's all he knows, because he hasn't reached that point that he needs to change. And
I think she and Penny are... I mean, she's a lot older than Penny. Forget that with the time frames here, but like Penny is more or less a contemporary of Bethany. She's like 3 years older than Beth, so she's not quite 20 years younger. Is she like 15 years younger? No, like 18 years younger than Amelia.
Yeah.
There's a big age gap there. So, I mean, yes, they'll get along, and I think they'll be pretty close, but it's a different kind of dynamic. Yeah. I don't know how I got into talking about that. I was thinking about it the other day because, I do have this mental image of all the sisters-in-law hanging out at one point. Well, I've told you that one.
I like it.
It makes me really happy because it's hilarious and slightly dirty. Which is sort of my go-to.
Yeah. It's like your normal setting.
It is my normal setting. We haven't even had half a glass of wine each. Next question. So wait a minute, if Sylvia is calling Felicity a nana, which is, I think, her way of saying nana, it's a very European way of calling someone your grandma. Does that mean that her father is Jackson? Nana is also another term for grandmother in Spanish. Anyway, that's my theory as for now. I know you're not going to post this, but I wonder if I'm close. Okay. Next question.
It was a very astute observation.
It was.
The text that was chosen.
I will tell you nothing. I was going to say something and I decided that was dumb. So.
Well, now I'm curious. What was it?
Did I tell you that I figured out a last name for Jackson? Or
no?
We'll talk later.
Well, now I'm really curious. love that a lot.
I'm bad. I'm bad.
No, it's perfect.
It is perfect. That's gonna be an
It
oh
fits
shit
really
moment.
well.
Like a real what? That's a bad
awesome.
thing. He is distantly related to someone from canon. Like nephew related.
I like that a lot. Like a lot.
Problem. I thought it was a while ago. I'm not trying to like put my arm around you, but it's just there.
We're cuddling.
Okay, next question. Hi, you may have answered this before, but I'm pretty new around here. Hi. I love your work. Thank you. Will we get to see the moment Will and Amelia finally get together? Yeah, definitely. You'll see multiple takes on it, probably. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because there's going to be AUs of it too. I have too many options in my head.
It's crazy.
I am. It's not
But
good.
in the best way possible.
Well,
He texts me these random thoughts sometimes, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
You don't reply.
I don't. That's why I'm like trying to discourage you. You haven't even written the sequels yet. You haven't gotten there yet.
Look, believe me, there is no one more annoyed by that than me.
Like,
I mean,
it's
to
an
move.
awesome
I
idea.
need
It's
to
an
finish
awesome
moving.
idea. I know. Yeah. It'll happen eventually.
We will get to see when they finally get together. We don't like it. Okay, next none. I'm really confused on all the second generation masks. Can you, without spoiling too much, tell us who's who? Thanks.
I think
I did that. The only thing I'm leaving hanging is Arsenal and Sentinel's name. Obviously. Ooh, we're down to the last house.
All right.
Will's relationship with Oliver and Felicity seems to go pretty smoothly right from the start, outside of the Moira stuff. That is true. Are there ever moments, perhaps as a teenager, where Will pulls the "you're not my real mom" stuff on Felicity, or "you weren't around" stuff with his dad? I look forward to seeing more of young Will, preteen and teen, and of course adult Will too. I love when people love Will.
Will's wonderful. I think it helps that Canon Will is so...
He's a blank slate.
He's a cardboard box.
He's a blank slate.
He really is. It'll be interesting to see what season 6 does.
I really think they'll develop. How could they
They
develop
have
worse?
to. No, but they have to give him something.
You have to, yeah.
The thing, but I think
Something
that helped a
beyond
lot
he
of...
likes the Flash.
The reason why I... Yeah, that's true.
Like
The reason
somebody
I was
does.
able to
Shit,
like
sorry.
Will so much was because of this Will, FICoN Will. That's why. Thank you. That made me actually enjoy him. I have issues, but I just look at this and go, okay, it's all better. It's all better. Until I think about it again.
I think most of teenage Will's rebellion was against his mom. Because at that point, she was starting to date, it was serious, then she got married. He harbored a lot of problems with that about David. He didn't like feeling like he felt like everything was fine with him and his mom. He loved his life with just his mom in the same way that he loved his life with Oliver and Felicity. And then she went and changed everything. He didn't get why. And it was really hard for him to accept. So I think there was a lot of pushing back against her, and I think because of that, he actually had leaned more on his dad and Felicity. That could have backfired horribly after his mom died. He could have held it against them just because of his own choices. He didn't, because it didn't serve my purposes. And he could have gone either way.
He could have, but I don't think he would. I mean, it wouldn't have lasted, I don't think.
Yeah. And Will is so... I mean, he's known what it's like to be in the smallest family you can imagine, which is him and his mom. And he always values the presence of more family more than he resents any absence of them before. Yeah. There's a lot more adult Will coming up, and we've got Kid Will on Monday.
He's so cute.
He is so cute.
He's so
There's
cute.
Adult Will, if I finish it, 2 weeks from Monday. Young-ish adult with Amelia, from Alex's perspective, his buddy Alex, who he works with. So,
it's fun
love
seeing
Alex.
outside perspectives of everything, especially Alex's looking at Will and seeing what
are you doing, dude? Well, and it's
what
kind
the
of
hell is this?
it's interesting writing them too, because I'm writing two 20-something guys where one of them is observing the other one going doe-eyed over a girl. So trying to put my head in that space is not familiar for me.
No.
Especially, yeah. It's a challenge. I'm on rewrite number 2. Whatever. It's getting there.
It'll happen.
But they're all really firm characters in my head, and I have a pretty good idea of where the scene's going. So I think it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited about it.
I think it's going to be another rewrite after this.
Which is fine.
I'm doing too much copying and pasting from the first one.
No, Janis.
I like these lines.
Oh,
wait. There's a reason I changed them. Some of it's okay, though. Some of it I'll keep. It's just going to be a system of refinement.
Just got to rearrange a little bit.
So I am still hoping and planning to have the first sequel done this fall, late fall. We're looking at late November at this point, I think. Right around Thanksgiving. And then the second sequel, which will not be posted all at once, is going to be a chapter by chapter thing. I think we're looking at winter, like February, maybe March. Right now it's tentatively for like February 13th, I think, for the start. But I might need more of a cushion because I do want a couple of chapters done before I start posting any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those we're looking at about 12 to 15 chapters, about 75,000 to 100,000 words.
And I think that's a good estimate.
I don't think it's going to balloon out.
Usually exactly. I don't think it will. The others are a little more difficult.
The third one might be sprawling.
It's a lot.
And we cut it back a lot. Oh, the only other thing about the second one is that one factor we're adding in.
What one factor? You can't be vague about that. What one factor?
Regardless, I want to at least get through 3 of the sequels by the end of next year. Which I know is still leaving you guys hanging some because you want it faster, but Lord, the amount of work into these.
There's a lot of work. It's
a lot.
Just doing all of it.
When you consider NaNoWriMo is like 50,000 words in a month, and we've kind of done that every month for the last year and a half.
It's a lot of writing.
We have. We've done it every month for the last year and a half.
Which is nice, though. It doesn't feel like that much, though. It's because it's become normal.
There are days in the last couple of weeks, it's felt like that much.
A lot's been happening, though.
Yeah, my life is still in upheaval.
It's a lot's going on.
Like, my house is pending, so there's that. But we don't know when we're moving, or where, or
so
how.
It's kind of...
It's going to be fun. Eventually. Okay.
Once you get settled, it'll be fun. My ass cheeks falling asleep.
Mine too. We're sitting on the floor.
I know, but we're also like leaning weird.
I don't want to hold the laptop for the entire hour like I did the first time. My arm hurt for like a week.
She was holding it like this the entire
time. What was I doing?
time?
There was a table there was a desk in front of me for my laptop.
I didn't think it was that long though.
Oh, maybe the first one wasn't. The first one was shorter. We need to go because like there are a handful of people who will watch an hour of us talking, but I don't know why.
We were talking about this. I think it's because we're so used to talking about it all the time. Like, I don't know.
I hope the audio
This is
worked.
normal. Oh my God, Janis. I hope it did. If we did all of that without any audio. Read our lips.
Okay.
Just imagine redoing all that.
Okay, it's fun times.
Right.
We might have time to do more if you guys want to pop us some more asks in the next couple days. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe. If not, we'll send you pictures from the con.
We will.